Have you ever wondered why, no matter how carefully you try to eat or how many pills you've been prescribed, your blood sugar still swings up and down, or your cholesterol never seems to come under control? You do your best, but you still feel exhausted after meals. Your energy crashes in the afternoon, and maybe you even wake up in the middle of the night feeling restless or thirsty. The truth is, these aren't just signs of getting older, they're red flags. When blood sugar and cholesterol are out of balance, the damage happens quietly and slowly. Arteries stiffen, nerves weaken, and vital organs like the kidneys, eyes, and heart are forced to work under constant stress. And the scariest part? Most people don't notice until years later, when the problems show up as blurred vision, constant fatigue, poor circulation, or even something as serious as a heart attack. But here's the hopeful part. Solutions don't always have to come from a bottle of pills, insulin injections, or expensive treatments that only mask symptoms. Nature already gives us some of the most powerful tools to fight back. Tools that don't just cover up the issue, but actually help your body regain balance. You might even have these remedies sitting in your kitchen right now. In this video, you're going to discover what many health enthusiasts are calling a natural bomb, a simple 2-ingredient recipe that supports steady blood sugar, clears away bad cholesterol, and restores healthy circulation. It's not a trendy detox, not a crash diet, and definitely not another supplement scam. It's a combination of whole foods that are backed by nutritional science, trusted by many doctors, and safe enough to enjoy as part of your daily routine. Over the next few minutes, I'll guide you through why this recipe works, how each ingredient helps your body on its own, and most importantly, how they work even better when combined. You'll also learn a few small tweaks, like the best time of day to drink it, the ripeness of the fruit that makes the biggest difference, and tiny additions that can boost its effect even more without adding sugar. And before we get started, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a natural remedy for diabetes or high cholesterol? Maybe you've experimented with herbal teas, certain vegetables, or a home recipe that was passed down in your family. Share your experience in the comments below. It could be exactly the tip that helps someone else watching this video. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could transform the way you think about managing diabetes and cholesterol forever. Let's begin by looking at the hidden impact of these conditions and why even small daily choices can either make things worse or open the door to healing. The hidden impact of blood sugar and cholesterol. Most people don't realize just how much damage uncontrolled blood sugar and cholesterol can do behind the scenes. On the surface, it might look simple. You eat a meal, your sugar goes up, your cholesterol is a little higher on your lab test. So what? But inside your body, those numbers are not just numbers. They're signals that your system is under attack. When blood sugar rises too often, the excess glucose doesn't just float harmlessly in your bloodstream, it sticks. It clings to proteins, to blood vessel walls, to the very cells that make up your tissues. This process, called glycation, makes blood vessels stiff and inflamed. Think of it like pouring syrup through a narrow straw. Over time, the sticky residue builds up, slows the flow, and makes the walls weaker. That's exactly what happens in your arteries. Now, add cholesterol into the mix. Cholesterol itself isn't the villain. In fact, your body needs it for hormones, brain health, and cell repair. The real danger comes when too much bad LDL cholesterol circulates in an inflamed environment. Inflammation turns ordinary LDL particles into oxidized ones, the kind that stick to artery walls like glue and slowly form plaque. This plaque narrows your blood vessels, restricts blood flow, and forces your heart to pump harder and harder just to keep up. The result? You may notice fatigue that never goes away, wounds that heal slower than they used to, or tingling in your hands and feet. Many people chalk these up to aging, but they're actually warning lights flashing on your body's dashboard. Ignore them long enough, and they can lead to type 2 diabetes complications, heart disease, kidney damage, or even vision loss. But here's the important takeaway. This damage doesn't happen overnight. It builds up quietly, day by day, meal by meal, habit by habit. And that's exactly why small, consistent changes can make such a powerful difference. Just lowering the frequency of sugar spikes, just calming inflammation a little bit, already gives your blood vessels and organs breathing room to start repairing themselves. The encouraging news is that nature provides foods that directly target these issues. Certain vegetables improve blood flow, certain fruits slow down sugar absorption, and when combined, they can calm the storm that high sugar and cholesterol create in your body. This is where our simple 2-ingredient recipe shines. It doesn't just lower numbers temporarily. It addresses the root problems of poor circulation, inflammation, and sugar overload. So, as we move forward, keep this picture in mind. Every sip of the right natural drink can be like clearing away that sticky residue in your blood vessels, letting your body work the way it was designed to. In the next section, we'll explore why it's not just about what foods you add, but about the daily choices and habits that either fuel this silent damage or give your body the break it needs to heal. Why small daily choices matter more than big fixes. When it comes to diabetes and high cholesterol, many people are told they need a total lifestyle overhaul. A brand new diet, hours in the gym, strict meal plans, and for most of us, that feels overwhelming. So overwhelming that we either give up before we start, or we stick with it for a few weeks and then fall back into old patterns. The truth is, your health doesn't depend on massive, impossible changes. It depends on the little things you do consistently every single day. Let's look at how daily habits quietly shape your blood sugar and cholesterol. When you sit for hours at a time, your muscles go idle. Muscles are supposed to act like sponges for glucose, pulling sugar out of your bloodstream and using it for energy. But when you're inactive, that sponge dries up. Glucose lingers in your blood, and your pancreas has to pump out even more insulin to try to manage it. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, the core problem behind type 2 diabetes. The same goes for food choices. Processed snacks, white bread, sugary drinks, and fried foods don't just give you empty calories. They hit your blood like a hammer, causing sharp spikes in sugar and flooding your system with unhealthy fats. These fats mix with inflammation and turn cholesterol into the sticky, dangerous form that builds plaque in arteries. It's a vicious cycle. High sugar fuels inflammation, inflammation damages lipids, and damaged lipids block circulation. But here's the hopeful side. Small shifts can completely change the direction of that cycle. A 10-minute walk after a meal helps your muscles soak up sugar more efficiently. Choosing water instead of soda dilutes glucose in your blood and helps your kidneys flush out excess. Swapping one processed snack for a whole fruit or a handful of nuts gives you fiber and antioxidants that calm inflammation. None of these require a complete lifestyle makeover, but they add up to real results over time. This is why natural functional foods, the ones packed with nutrients and purpose, are so powerful. They work best when they're woven into your daily routine, not treated like a one-time miracle cure. Our 2-ingredient recipe fits perfectly into this idea. It's simple, affordable, and doesn't demand you change your entire diet overnight. By drinking it regularly, you give your body a steady supply of compounds that smooth blood sugar swings, protect your blood vessels, and reduce the silent damage caused by daily habits. So, instead of chasing quick fixes or punishing yourself with crash diets, think of your health as a garden. What you do every day is like planting seeds. You can sow habits that create more problems, or you can sow habits that bring healing and balance. And the best part is, it's never too late to start planting better seeds. Next, let's dig into the real stars of this recipe, the 2 ingredients themselves. You'll see exactly why one of them opens up your circulation, while the other calms sugar spikes and nourishes your gut, and why, when combined, they're more powerful than either on its own. The unique benefits of the 2 ingredients. Now that we've seen how small habits shape your health, let's focus on the 2 natural ingredients at the heart of this recipe. These aren't exotic powders or expensive supplements. They're everyday foods that work with your body's own systems. And when you understand what each one does on its own, you'll see why combining them makes such a difference. Let's start with the first ingredient, beets. Beets are one of the most underrated vegetables for circulation and heart health. They're naturally high in nitrates, compounds that your body transforms into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide acts like a natural relaxant for your blood vessels, helping them open up and improve blood flow. This means your heart doesn't have to pump as hard, nutrients get delivered more efficiently, and blood pressure comes down naturally. But that's not all. beets are also rich in a group of antioxidants called betalains. These compounds help fight inflammation and protect LDL cholesterol from being oxidized. Remember, it's oxidized LDL that sticks to artery walls and forms plaque. By shielding LDL from this damage, beets indirectly protect your arteries and reduce the risk of dangerous blockages. Plus, beets provide fiber, folate, and minerals like potassium and magnesium, all of which play roles in balancing blood sugar and supporting cardiovascular health. Now, let's move to the second ingredient, bananas. Bananas often get a bad reputation for being too sugary, but when you look closer, they're actually a smart choice, especially when used the right way. Bananas provide soluble fiber, which forms a gel in your gut and slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. This keeps your blood sugar steadier and prevents those big spikes that drive insulin resistance. Slightly green bananas go even further. They contain resistant starch, which resists digestion in the small intestine and instead feeds the good bacteria in your colon. Those gut bacteria don't just aid digestion, they also play a direct role in reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, and strengthening your immune system. On top of that, bananas are rich in potassium, which helps balance blood pressure and supports proper muscle and nerve function. When you look at them separately, you see two foods that each tackle a different piece of the puzzle. Beets boost circulation and protect cholesterol from damage. Bananas slow sugar absorption, stabilize energy, and nourish the gut. Put them together and you get a natural pairing that addresses the two biggest threats, high blood sugar and unhealthy cholesterol, from different angles at the same time. And here's something important. These are whole, affordable foods that almost anyone can add to their diet. They don't require extreme restriction, expensive shopping trips, or complicated recipes. They're everyday tools that work in harmony with your body's natural processes. In the next section, we'll go deeper into why fiber and antioxidants, two key qualities found in both of these ingredients, are some of the most powerful allies you have in protecting your blood vessels, lowering cholesterol, and flattening blood sugar spikes. Fiber, antioxidants, and gut health. If there are two things that quietly transform your health from the inside out, they're fiber and antioxidants. These don't get flashy marketing like protein powders or even miracle supplements, but in reality, they're the silent heroes that keep your blood sugar steady, your cholesterol under control, and your gut working the way it's supposed to. And the beauty is, both of the ingredients in this natural drink are packed with them. Let's start with fiber. There are two main types, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber forms a soft gel in your gut. It slows digestion and creates a kind of traffic control for sugar entering your bloodstream. Instead of letting glucose rush in all at once, soluble fiber releases it slowly and steadily, preventing those sharp spikes and crashes that leave you exhausted. It also binds to cholesterol particles in the digestive tract and helps carry them out of your body, lowering the amount that makes its way into your blood. Insoluble fiber works differently. It doesn't dissolve in water, but instead adds bulk to your stool, keeping your bowels moving regularly and your gut lining healthy. This may sound like just a digestive benefit, but here's the surprising part. When waste builds up, it increases inflammation throughout the body. Insoluble fiber prevents that buildup, indirectly lowering the background inflammation that makes cholesterol more dangerous. Now, let's talk about antioxidants. These are like your body's firefighters. Every day, free radicals, unstable molecules from stress, pollution, and poor diet, roam around your bloodstream, looking to damage cells. One of their favorite targets is LDL cholesterol. Once LDL is oxidized, it becomes sticky and starts clinging to artery walls, forming plaque. Antioxidants stop that process. They neutralize free radicals before they can cause trouble, protecting your arteries from hardening and narrowing. Here's where our two ingredients shine. Beets bring powerful antioxidants called betalains, along with polyphenols that calm inflammation and shield LDL cholesterol from oxidation. Bananas contribute their own antioxidants, plus soluble fiber and resistant starch that directly feed good gut bacteria. And when those bacteria are thriving, they produce compounds that reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and even influence mood and energy. Think of it like this. Fiber is the traffic cop. slowing sugar and cholesterol before they get out of control. Antioxidants are the security team, stopping troublemakers from damaging your arteries. And your gut bacteria are the maintenance crew, repairing and supporting the system day by day. Together, they create a stable environment where blood sugar and cholesterol don't spiral out of control. What makes this especially powerful is consistency. One bowl of fiber-rich food or one antioxidant-packed smoothie won't change your life overnight. But making these nutrients part of your daily routine creates a ripple effect. Smaller sugar spikes, less inflammation, healthier arteries, steadier energy. That's the foundation you want if you're trying to reverse the silent damage of diabetes and high cholesterol. In the next section, we'll go beyond individual nutrients and look at the real magic, the synergy. Because when beets and bananas work together, they create effects that are greater than the sum of their parts. The science of their synergy. So far, we've looked at what beets can do on their own and what bananas can do on their own. Each one brings something powerful to the table. But here's the real secret. When you combine them, their effects multiply. It's not just 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like 1 + 1 = 3. That's the beauty of synergy. Here's the science in plain words. Beets, with their natural nitrates, open up your blood vessels. This means your circulation improves, blood pressure drops, and nutrients can move more freely throughout your body. Now add bananas into the picture. Bananas provide soluble fiber and resistant starch that slow down how fast sugar enters your blood. So, while beets are opening the pipes, bananas are making sure those pipes aren't being flooded with sugar all at once. Together, they create a balance: better flow, gentler sugar release, less strain on your heart and pancreas. Think of it like fixing traffic in a busy city. Beets are like widening the roads, giving cars more space to move. Bananas are like adding traffic lights that regulate the flow, so there aren't dangerous pileups. Widened roads without lights still lead to chaos. Traffic lights without enough space still cause jams. But combine the two, and suddenly the system runs smoothly. That's exactly what's happening inside your body when you pair these two foods. This isn't just theory. Studies show that beet juice alone can lower blood pressure and improve blood vessel function. Other research shows that resistant starch from foods like bananas improves insulin sensitivity and feeds good gut microbes. But when you take these benefits together, you're addressing both the pressure in your arteries and the sugar load in your bloodstream. That dual approach is what makes this recipe so effective. And the ripple effects go beyond just numbers on a lab test. Better circulation means your muscles and organs get more oxygen, giving you more energy and clearer thinking. Steadier blood sugar means fewer crashes, less fatigue, and calmer cravings. A healthier gut means lower inflammation, stronger immunity, and even a brighter mood. These small daily wins add up into something much bigger over time. Here's the key point to remember. This isn't about a one-time miracle drink. The synergy only works when you give your body these nutrients consistently. It's about creating a rhythm where your circulation, digestion, and metabolism all get steady support. Up next, we'll look at how to strengthen this rhythm even further by pairing the recipe with two simple lifestyle habits that cost nothing: movement and hydration. Together, they turn this natural drink from a helpful addition into a true daily weapon against diabetes and cholesterol. The role of movement and hydration. Alongside the drink. It's easy to believe that lowering blood sugar and cholesterol requires strict diets or exhausting workouts, but the truth is far simpler. Small, steady actions often have the biggest impact. And when you pair this natural two-ingredient recipe with two basic habits, light movement and proper hydration, your body gets the support it needs to recover and stay balanced. Start with movement. Most people imagine exercise as long sessions at the gym, running on treadmills or lifting heavy weights. But your body doesn't need punishment to respond. Even a 10 to 15-minute walk after a meal can dramatically improve how sugar is handled in your bloodstream. Here's why. Your muscles act like sponges. Each time you move, whether it's walking the dog, climbing stairs, stretching, or gardening, your muscle cells open up and pull glucose inside to use as fuel. That means less sugar floating in your blood and less pressure on your pancreas to pump out insulin. Over time, this simple routine retrains your body to handle sugar more efficiently. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Now consider hydration. Water often seems too simple to matter, yet it plays a direct role in controlling blood sugar and cholesterol. Your blood is mostly water, and when you're dehydrated, it becomes thicker. Thicker blood is harder for the heart to pump, harder for the kidneys to filter, and it leaves glucose more concentrated. Even mild dehydration can push your sugar levels higher. Drinking enough water keeps your circulation smooth and helps your kidneys flush out excess sugar and fats. It also prevents unnecessary snacking. Many times, the feeling of hunger is really just thirst in disguise. By sipping water regularly, you can calm cravings, keep energy steady, and reduce the hidden load of sugar and fat that slips into your diet. Think about the combined effect. Light activity primes your muscles to soak up sugar. Hydration keeps your blood flowing and clears away waste. And the beaten banana recipe itself supports circulation, calms inflammation, and slows the release of sugar. Together, these habits form a powerful defense system. Simple, affordable, and realistic to maintain. Small steps like these don't just change lab results, they change how you feel every day. More energy, clearer thinking, steadier moods, and a sense of control over your health that no pill can provide. Step-by-step recipe and timing. Now, it's time to put everything into action. Knowing how the ingredients work is important, but the way you prepare and use them is what makes this natural drink truly effective. Done right, it keeps the nutrients intact, slows sugar release, and boosts circulation, all while tasting good enough to enjoy regularly. Start with the ingredients. For a single serving, you'll need 1 medium beet, about 150 grams, scrubbed and chopped. If the flavor of raw beet is too strong, it can be lightly steamed for just 3 to 5 minutes to soften without losing its beneficial compounds. 1 banana. A ripe banana with a few brown specks gives more sweetness and creaminess. A slightly green banana provides more resistant starch and fiber, which helps steady blood sugar even more. About 200 milliliters of filtered water, or coconut water, if you want added electrolytes. There are also optional add-ins that can take this recipe to the next level. A teaspoon of rolled oats or a tablespoon of chia or flax seeds for extra fiber and satiety. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon, which research shows can blunt post-meal blood sugar spikes. A small piece of fresh ginger for circulation and digestion. A squeeze of lemon juice to brighten the flavor and support nutrient absorption. The method is straightforward. Wash and trim the beet, then chop it into chunks. Place it in a blender along with the peeled banana and water or coconut water. Add any optional extras you like. Blend on high until smooth. If the texture feels too thick, add a little more water until you reach the consistency you prefer. Resist the urge to sweeten it with sugar or syrups. The natural sweetness of the banana and beet is more than enough. The timing of this drink can make a big difference. Drinking it about 10 to 20 minutes before your largest meal of the day helps blunt the post-meal glucose surge. It also works well as an afternoon snack, especially if you tend to crave processed or sugary foods later in the day. Pairing it with light movement, like a short walk, enhances its effects even further by helping muscles soak up glucose more efficiently. As for frequency, 3 to 5 times a week is an excellent goal. Consistency matters more than perfection. Think of it like brushing your teeth. One time won't change much, but repeated use builds a strong foundation of protection. The beauty of this recipe is its simplicity. It doesn't require expensive ingredients, complicated steps, or hours in the kitchen. Just a blender, 2 main foods, and a few minutes of your day. Over time, those few minutes can add up to steadier blood sugar, healthier cholesterol levels, and a noticeable improvement in how you feel. Safety notes and smart use. Even though this natural drink is simple and made from everyday foods, it's important to remember that natural doesn't always mean risk-free. Using it wisely ensures you get the benefits without running into problems, especially if you're managing existing health conditions. First, let's talk about potassium levels. Both beets and bananas contain potassium, which is usually a good thing since it helps regulate blood pressure and muscle function. But for people with kidney disease or those on potassium-restricted diets, too much can be harmful. If you've ever been told by your doctor to limit high potassium foods, you'll want to check before adding this drink to your routine. Next, consider blood pressure medications. Beets are naturally high in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the compound that relaxes and widens blood vessels. If you're already taking blood pressure-lowering drugs, combining them with high nitrate foods could lower your pressure more than expected. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy this drink, but it does mean you should monitor how you feel and speak with your healthcare provider if you notice dizziness, unusual fatigue, or lightheadedness. The same applies to people taking diabetes medications. If your current treatment is designed to lower blood sugar and you suddenly add foods that improve glucose control, your numbers could dip lower than expected. Low blood sugar or hypoglycemia can cause shakiness, sweating, confusion, and even fainting. This is why it's wise to keep track of your readings and adjust medications under your doctor's guidance if necessary. It's also important to be aware of the digestive impact. Beets are rich in fiber and natural pigments, and for some people, that can lead to red-colored urine or stools after eating them. This is harmless, but can be surprising if you're not expecting it. Bananas, on the other hand, are usually gentle on digestion, but if you're sensitive to resistant starch, slightly green bananas may cause mild bloating or gas until your gut adjusts. The bottom line is this: while this recipe is safe for most people, it's always smart to listen to your body. Start with small servings, notice how you feel, and build up gradually. Think of it as a long-term tool rather than a quick fix. Remember, no single food or drink can replace medical care. This recipe is best used as part of a supportive routine, alongside healthy habits like staying active, staying hydrated, and following the treatment plan your healthcare provider recommends. Used in that way, it becomes not just a drink, but a consistent act of self-care that helps protect your future health. A simple path to lasting health. Managing blood sugar and cholesterol can feel like an uphill battle. Maybe you've tried strict diets, expensive supplements, or programs that left you feeling drained and disappointed. It's easy to think you're powerless, that your body is simply working against you. But as you've seen, the truth is much more hopeful. Your body isn't broken. It's waiting for the right support. And that support doesn't have to come from complicated or costly solutions. Sometimes it's as simple as 2 ingredients blended into a glass of natural nutrition. Beets and bananas may not look like miracle foods on the surface, but together they provide circulation-boosting compounds, steady-release energy, and powerful protection against the slow, silent damage caused by high sugar and cholesterol. The power here isn't in a one-time drink, it's in the daily practice. Every time you prepare this recipe, you're giving your body a chance to heal. Every sip is a signal to your blood vessels to open, to your blood sugar to calm down, to your gut to grow stronger. Those small signals add up, and over weeks and months, they transform into lasting changes you can feel. More energy, less afternoon fatigue, clearer thinking, a calmer appetite, and above all, the reassurance that you're actively taking steps toward a healthier future. Of course, this drink works best when paired with simple habits. Moving your body, drinking enough water, choosing whole foods whenever possible. These don't have to be overwhelming changes. A short walk after a meal, a glass of water before you reach for a snack, a little more fiber in your breakfast. Small wins build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. And that's the real message here. You're not powerless. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight to see progress. You just need small, consistent actions that move you closer to balance and strength. This recipe is one of those actions, and it's one you can actually stick with. So, here's my invitation to you. Give it a try. Blend it, taste it, and see how your body responds. Try it a few times a week. Notice the differences in your energy, and pay attention to the little improvements in how you feel day to day. And don't keep it to yourself. Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs to take their first step. If this video inspired you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming tips and recipes we'll be sharing. And if you're ready to explore more natural solutions right now, check out the video on your screen. It reveals another powerful food that helps protect your vision as you age. Your kitchen can become your medicine cabinet. One small, consistent choice at a time, you can reclaim your health and write a new chapter of energy, freedom, and hope.